Hi everyone, it's Kira and I am here to share my craft room tour with you guys. So I just finished up and I wanted to share everything that I've done to redo my craft space. So I'm going to start over here, I think, and kind of work my way around. So this is, I've got a couple shelves here. And my craft room, if you're unaware, which you probably are, is attached to like our living space. So it's like our formal living room. And then my craft room is actually in our formal dining room, but we have another like family room with an eating area. So that's why I got the dining room as my craft space. So anyways, this here, I've got a little 4-cube unit, and I just got this at Target. So down on the bottom, I've got all of my albums, and those are all of my 2017 albums. I haven't been scrapbooking that long, so I only have this last year in albums, and I have 5 albums, and that's not even all of my layouts in there, so that's a little embarrassing. And then in these Iris containers, I have paper and just mostly paper. So right here is my colored paper. So it's, pinks, reds, and it's all organized by color. I've got specialty paper in here, so glitter paper and things like that. In this one, I have Elliot's Baby Album Kit is all in there. This is my neutrals, my scraps, and my 6x6 paper pads, and then I only have a couple 12x12 paper pads there. So that's what's in all of those cubes. I don't like to keep a whole lot of paper. I like to purge pretty often, just so I don't hoard, I guess. And so then up here I keep my sewing machine, and I don't sew over here. I just bring it over to my desk when I want to use it, but this is where it lives. And then in this container here, go a little closer, this I got at Harbor Freight, and it was black, and I spray painted it copper to go with the rest of the room. And I only keep stuff in this top one so far, but I have all of my inks and my embossing powders up here, and they're all organized by color. And then this up here, I just added recently. It's just a piece of sheet metal from Lowe's. It was like $10 for this large sheet. And I just screwed it into the wall and created a little magnet board. So I keep that's my schedule right there for like my design teams and stuff. Everything you see in yellow is what I plan to film. Everything else is just like blog posts. All right, so that is that little corner. So we'll move over here and look at this space. So this is my main working space. I am, sorry if it's kind of wobbly. I'm a standing crafter. I don't like to sit and craft. I end up standing if I do. start sitting, I will end up standing. So I have it at standing level, which is nice. And I've got up above my desk, I hung my latest layouts. So every time I make a new layout, I take one down and replace it there. I've got my typecast typewriter on my desk here, and I don't use it as much as I should. Oh well, I guess. But I have to keep it up on the highest desktop because my kids will play with it if it's any lower. Down in these shelves here, I don't like to keep anything too low just because I have young kids, so they like to get into everything. But I have one of those containers, which is from IKEA, and I keep usually like a secondary kit in there, or a current project that I'm working on, I keep in there. I'm not going to tell you what's in there now because you'll find out later this month. In these baskets down here, I've got my punches in this basket here, and then in that basket I keep all of my Citrus Twist Pocket Life kits there that I haven't used up and broken down yet. All right, back on top of the desk. Let's work our way over here. All right, so on top of the desk, I keep lots of little containers on my desk, just because I think they're cute and I like to have everything kind of organized and in its place. So in this pink bowl here, I have the ephemera for my citrus twist kit, which is what I keep in this container here. So this stays on my desk at all times, and I keep my citrus twist kit, my current citrus twist kit in it during the month. I keep my washi in this bowl here, this like mint bowl. I keep all of my washi. I don't use washi as much as I should, so I try to use it, and by keeping it out, it's the best way that I can use it up. In this container back here, that one I keep all of my baker's twine in, and surprisingly that's all the baker's twine that I have. And then in these little tiny containers, it's just kind of random stuff. Usually I have like a sequin mix out for staging my photos, and yeah, stuff like that. So that's just kind of randomness in there. Moving over, we'll look at these shelves. So these shelves here hold all of my tools that I use most frequently. So I've got just some random like embellishments in this little cupcake tin. In that container, I keep all of my most used tools. So ruler and T-square ruler and pens and my stapler and things like that. Up top is where I keep all of my adhesives. So in that little tiered thing, I've got all of my adhesive, and I also keep my stamping blocks up there too. And then my ATG gun lives up there as well. Up at the very top, I've got my initials, obviously, and that little basket holds completed mini albums. So that's where everything lives there. Now we'll go down here. So I have two Raskog carts. This one here, I'll pull out. So this cart, I have my wild hair kit up here. So that's my current wild hair kit that I'm using. And then down here I've got my small guillotine trimmer, my punch boards are here, and then on the bottom shelf of the Raskog cart is my foam mat for piercing. So that's what I keep in that Raskog cart. Let's see, and this down here is where I store all of my ephemera. I store all of my ephemera by color in these little iris containers. I have the most pink though, so I keep the pink in this. So it's like pink, and then it's just rainbow colored, so red and so on. In this container, this container holds all of my embellishments. So all of my thickers, my chipboard is over there, and stickers, 12 by 12 stickers, and then all of my stickers and embellishments in there. So that's where I keep all of those. And they're not sorted by color or theme or anything, it's just all of the embellishments live there. There's another one of those containers down there, one of those cubes, and that's just got random kind of like paper, like craft cardstock, black cardstock, stuff like that lives there. Moving along, so as you can see, I've got this big window here that looks out to the backyard, so I can watch my kids play, which is nice. So I can craft while they're outside playing. So I got this letter sorter at IKEA, and I got it mostly so it could hold printer paper and like photo paper and stuff. But then it ended up holding a bunch of other stuff too. So, but it works out. So the bottom shelf has all of my embroidery thread. This here has my sequin mixes. And I'll show you how I keep these sorted. So I got this at Harbor Freight, and it's just got all of my sequin mixes in these little containers like that. So it keeps them nice and organized. And I just like to keep those kind of within arm's reach, so I remember to use them, and also for when I'm staging my photos. So this shelf has my photo paper and then a blank TN that I have not started using yet. I keep all of my fun foam here. And then this shelf was originally just printer paper, but then now it's got like vellum and tissue paper and this kind of paper and some like acetate pieces. Yeah, it's kind of just everything there. On top of it, I keep all of my thread for my sewing machine, and it's not organized in any way, but that's okay. And then in this, I have a bunch of photos that I want to scrap, so that's what's kept there. I keep my paper trimmer, my Caterpillar Crop. I keep that right on the desk here. And I keep my Cricut right on the desk as well. So before, I had my Cricut in my armoire, and it was such a hassle every time that I wanted to use my Cricut, which is almost on every single layout. I would have to pull it out and set it up, and then I would have to take it down and put it away before I can continue doing my projects. So this makes it really easy to just have it set up and use it when, you know, anytime that I want, and it's not a hassle to take it out. So I'm really happy I have this longer desk here now. Oh, and this desk, I got this at IKEA, and I wanted it at sitting height. Oh, my husband's out there. There's my husband and my dog. So I wanted this at sitting height because I wanted to create this little corner over here, mostly for my husband. So this is our computer. So obviously I print all of my photos at home, so I need my printer or my computer close by, and so I need my computer close by so I can print, and then also so it can hook up to my Cricut. Oh, and there's my kids. So yeah, we have the computer right here, but I also wanted it so my husband can like pay bills and stuff. So I wanted it at sitting level so he could be comfortable and sit and do his bills. And then I set this up here, this little magazine rack, so he could keep all of his bills there. In these drawers, I actually don't have anything in them yet except for the top drawer. I have like my vitamins. I keep my vitamins in here because I'm in this room more than any other room. So I have vitamins in the top drawer, and then in the second drawer I have my Cricut mats and my Cricut blades that I haven't used yet, like replacement blades I keep there. And then over on the side, I keep all the stuff for photographing my layouts. So I have a foam board over there and a couple backgrounds and things. My second Raskog lives here. I don't keep anything in the bottom shelves because my kids pull everything out. But my top shelf, I have kind of like current projects that I'm working on. So that's what goes there. So then the last thing in my craft room is my armoire. And I don't know that I can back up enough to show you guys all of it. But this is my armoire. So this armoire, it used to be my parents' when they had a house in Tucson. So we had a vacation home in Tucson when I was like, I think they got it when I was like 15, and then they sold it when I was like 20, maybe 21 or 22. No, it had been 22. So I was about 22. They sold their house in Tucson. But they had it decorated in like, it was like a very Southwestern style in Tucson. So they had this armoire, and this is what their TV was in down there. And it was not this color. I painted it. but it was like natural wood, and it's a gorgeous piece of furniture. Like, I love this armoire. And when they sold the house, they asked me if there's anything from the house that I wanted them to keep, and I was like, yes, I want the armoire. Like, I need the armoire. And so they were like, okay. And so they brought the armoire up to Washington with them. But then I kind of moved around a lot, and you know, did the whole 20-something things. I lived in Colorado for a little bit. I moved back to Washington, and clearly I'm in Texas now. But this armoire has kind of like bounced around between like staying at their house to going to my houses. It's just this massive piece of furniture that has been such a pain in the ass to move. Excuse my language, but yeah, but I didn't want to lose it because it was this gorgeous piece of furniture and I absolutely love it. So I've made them take it everywhere that I've gone, and I've kept it for, you know, what, going on 13 years I've had this thing. And the plan was always paint it. I was always planned to paint the armoire, and I was going to paint it white. And then when we settled in this house, I was like, okay, I'm finally going to redo this armoire, and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And I actually posted a poll on Instagram to see what color I should paint it. I was debating between yellow and mint. And mint won out like 75 to 25. It was a pretty clear winner. So I went with mint, and then I did copper hardware on it. And that's to match my Raskog carts. The Raskog carts, I had a gray one and a teal one, and I painted them white and copper. So I did both of those to match my armoire. So yeah, it holds a ton of stuff. So we'll go closer so we can see what's inside of it. And we'll start down here, I think. Okay, so the bottom shelves here, sorry because it's gonna be wobbly, are kind of stuff that I don't use very often, because I don't go in the bottom shelves very often. So I've got like seasonal stuff here. So there's like Halloween and Christmas, and then I think those are some stamps up there. This has wrapping kind of material in it, I think, or maybe not. Oh no, that has my selfie printer and everything that goes with my selfies in there. I've got some felt in there, and I'm not sure what's in that one. And some albums, some empty albums over there that I have had for years and just have not gotten rid of. The bottom shelf, I've got some yarn and tickets and crepe paper, metal stamping materials, because I thought I was going to get into metal stamping for a while, and not really. This basket here, that has wrapping material in it. And then just random stuff in here. Like, I think that my engagement ring box is in there. So who knows why. And then these are just empty, like iris containers and things that I've just had because I purged so much recently. So that's all that's in the bottom. We'll lift this back up. All right, so the top, these up. So this is what color the armoire was. This like natural wood. I did not paint the inside because I'm lazy. So I've got my printer. I keep my printer in here. So my printer is gigantic and takes up a massive amount of space. So it's easiest to keep it in here. Plus it's not very attractive, so I think it looks better hidden away. Over here I have my crappy paper trimmer. I kept that just in case. In this container, let's see, what's in here? Oh, I have fabric in here. I don't sew a lot, but I like to have fabric. Well, I get fabric every once in a while, so I gotta have a place for it, right? I have in here, I have lots of washi samples that my pen pals have sent me. Here I have like extra staples and like, I don't know, key rings, I guess. Here I have, you know, some Velcro dots and some binder rings, clothespins in this one, and paper clips in the top one. So that's what's there. The next shelf up. Oh, sorry about this. So in these binders here, I keep all of my stamps. So this is how I have my stamps organized. I need to label them so I know what's in each one, but I know this is Ink Road stamps. So I have all of my Ink Road stamps in here in page protectors. The next one I believe is my Citrus Twist stamps. So I keep all of those together. So the Christmas one, and then all of the little ones that come in all of the kits are kept there. So that's where I keep my stamps. In this container here, next to the stamps, is my mixed media basket. I'm not very much into mixed media, but I do have quite a bit of supplies, not as much as most people. But I have like some acrylic paint, some mists, some paint brushes, my heat tool I keep in here. I've got my watercolors and my gelatos I keep in there as well. I have in the next container my mixed media supplies spilling over into it. But this is where I keep some of my ribbon. So I've got ribbon in here, like so. But I forgot to show you guys this. Over here, in that basket, that hanging basket, is where I keep most of my ribbon. So let me pull it down so you can see. So this is where I keep most of my ribbon, which is just a mess, but whatever. I'm not gonna try and organize it, because when you organize ribbon, it just ends up getting messier in like 2 days. So whatever. All right, so these containers here are my Project Life cards, and they're not very organized right now. They used to be a little bit more organized, but I have them organized by color and size. So these ones here are 3x4s, and then the next one is 4x6. So that's what's in there. Then on the next shelf, all right, so the next shelf, I've got a few containers here. So I've got enamel dots and things, mostly just enamel dots, but like little gems and stuff are in there too. In that, I've got resin and acrylic pieces in here. This container has all of my wood veneer, which isn't very much, but keep that all together. It's all wood veneer. In this container, I have all of my buttons and cork pieces and some tassels and things. I have all my buttons are all organized by color, or flare. I guess they're not buttons, they're flare. Then I have sequins that are not in mixes, so unmixed sequins, plus I have flat flare in here and a couple eyelets there. More sequins, a couple ColorCast Design pieces in here, a couple pieces of wood veneer here, some little eyeballs and jingle bells. And then there's just, back in that one is just more sequins that aren't in mixes. All right, moving on. In this container is all of my tools, like my fuse tool and the fuse tool mat, my hot glue gun, and I also keep all of my dies in here for my manual die cutting machine, which is right there. This just looks like a bunch of boxes, but this is actually, all of the brown boxes have layouts in them that are in page protectors that just don't fit in my albums. And then these are actual page protectors. So when I complete a layout, when I get it off of my shelf, I put it in a page protector and then I put it in one of these boxes until I can get more albums. The top shelf is a little bit of just like, I don't know, it's just a kind of cluster of everything. So I have like tags and like pre-made cards and some like wrapping ribbon and paper bags and things. I have like this jar has like tools that I use occasionally. I've got like extra pens and scissors and things up here. This basket here is kind of my snail mail basket. So it looks like just a mess, and it is a mess, but it's got stuff that I plan to give to pen pals, and if I see something that I like for a pen pal, I'll keep it in there until I'm ready to mail it off. And then I just have a couple just other random things. So that's, I think, just a junk basket. It's just got a bunch of stuff in it. I've got some file folders over here. That machine to do like binding. Oh, what is it? Bind It All? Bind It All? I think that's what it's called. And then some freezer paper and wax paper, because you never know when you're going to use that, I guess. So that's everything in my armoire. It's probably my favorite piece in this room. It's probably my favorite piece in the whole house, but yeah, I love it. Holds lots of stuff, but that's my room, you guys. I'm so happy that I was finally able to share it with you guys. If you have any questions about anything, we can leave them in the comments below. And you can also check out, oh, there's my son. There's Jonathan. You can also check out the Citrus Twist blog post, which I'll link below, where I have some pictures and a little detailed blog post written up about my room. So I will see you guys soon, and thanks for watching. Bye!